What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here for a Smackdown on Fox review for March 13th, 2020. Yes, Friday the 13th. This was a different Smackdown than you would normally see. Due to the fear that has been instilled in most of the country by the outbreak that's happened, the mass media pretty much trying to direct people into being afraid of this thing instead of having people think for themselves. This show aired from the Performance Center with no fans. And it looks like for the foreseeable future, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT will all be from the Performance Center with no fans. I can understand not having a full house. I mean, they just had NXT WWE Fan Appreciation Night 2 days ago with a packed house. I would have been fine if we would have had the entire PC class there spread out a little bit just to have a little bit of a crowd. This was weird. Now, during the show, they did have majority of the Elimination Chamber tag team match from we had the Elimination Chamber match from this past Sunday with the tag team titles on the line. So that took up a good chunk of the show. By far, in a way, Triple H was the most entertaining part of this show. He was out here cracking jokes, making fun of Michael Cole, taking shots at the online reports of him being demoted, a quiet demotion in WWE. Just out there having so much fun and being just that thing that would, for 2 hours, was able to sit there and have people sit there and laugh and enjoy their time. Now, yes, Monday is going to be another one of this. Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the rest of March and the beginning of April. So leading up to WrestleMania, which I already suggested this, is that over the next few days, SmackDown and NXT should tape over the next few days. Same thing with Raw, SmackDown, and NXT from here to WrestleMania. Everything should be taped over the next few weeks, so they don't have to. So they can give their talent time off. Keep themselves. Because first off, we're not going to get into this whole entire quarantine thing and virus and everything, because that's not something to talk about right now. We'll probably talk about that on Unscripted this weekend. But the show started off with Triple H welcoming us to SmackDown, which he had a mic in his hand, but it sounded like he didn't really need the mic, but they had him have one anyway. He welcomed us. He goes on and talks about how the state-of-the-art facility, as we see clips of the training and other sessions in the background. He talks about how many of the top superstars have gone through the Performance Center tonight. They were told not to train, but to do what they do better than anyone else and entertain. This will be different than anything we've seen before tonight. He says, sit back, relax, try to forget about the world around you if you can for 2 hours. Let WWE do what they do best. Let them put a smile on your face. And he welcomes us to Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. They show the empty arena along with the SmackDown ring, blue lasers going around the venue. Michael Cole welcomes us and hypes us for the night show. Cole is joined by Triple H instead of Corey Graves tonight at ringside at the announce table. People are wondering, why is Michael Cole here? Why was Michael Cole here? Why was Corey Graves not? Well, it's simple. Michael Cole, from what I've seen from the Breaking Ground and other specials that they do, is that other than Monday night, when Michael Cole's not at Monday Night Raw, he's at the Performance Center working at the Performance Center. So it would make sense for him to be there tonight. Corey Graves probably at home with Carmella and just enjoying their time off, I guess you want to say. Having WWE pretty much just afford them a time off. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really weird over the next few weeks to see exactly what they do here. I don't know what they could do differently. This show was, if you missed it, that's fine. You don't have to watch. It's just what WWE does for themselves. But it was different. And SmackDown, Raw's going to be the same. NXT is going to be the same. And honestly, outside of AEW and WWE, this is all we have for as fans of sports, of entertainment. This is all we have right now for like something that's not a TV show. Like if you want to see live entertainment, live sports, live something like this is the best we got for the next few weeks. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW all on TV. Let's just hope that we can get through whatever the heck this scare that they want you to have, and we come back out of it in a better position. Because this, I hope, is not something we have to get used to for a very long time. So, after Michael Cole welcomes and everything's done, we have Sasha Banks and Bayley come out. Tonight was supposed to be Paige confronting Bayley. But Paige was nowhere to be found. She had travel issues. She wasn't able to get there. Apparently, probably because of flights or whatever. She wasn't here tonight. So they talk trash and about them being the best. And out come Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. And they challenged them to a match. It was kind of funny because after Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross come out, Bayley gave her microphone, had her microphone she had it on the table. And then after they were challenged to a match, she turns around and is like, give me that thing. And says, you want a match? You could have one. You made the worst mistake of your life, you little idiot. And then it was like, they come up to get the match, and Triple H was like, she probably could have yelled that, and it's just, the comedy for Triple H tonight was absolutely fantastic. Like, they asked, where's Paige at? Cole says Paige is having travel issues. Banks and Bayley can't believe it. Triple H jokes. He's like, you know what? I'm sick of his excuses as well. And they just go about him being jealous and everything. It was just, it's like so hard to even talk about this because it's just so weird. It's just so weird to be able to sit there and watch these guys go out there and give you a match. So they're having this match. It's an okay match, but it was talked about, and I guess that during commercial breaks, which they had one commercial breaks between this match, they actually stopped wrestling. Okay, that's good for them, just to keep themselves ready to go. Well, so this match is going around, and Triple H is just joking and cracking jokes. He's like doing his best Vince McMahon impersonation, making fun of Michael Cole. While this match is going on, towards the end of it, Asuka appears at ringside, takes Bliss down on the floor while the referee isn't looking. Bliss leads the Banks, applying the bank statement to Cross, who ends up tapping out. After the match, Asuka taunts Bliss and Cross. She was dancing on the stage while these guys were while these girls were in there wrestling still. Triple H jokes about Cross. Asuka's like, I didn't see it coming. She blended in with the crowd, and then she blended in with everyone there, and it's just more jokes that Triple H keeps throwing out there. But Banks gets up into the corner and poses to the empty crowd. Cole thanks Triple H for joining him, and it looks like Triple H head back to work in the back. Roman Reigns to come out, back to commercial break. It's in the ring with another empty chairs next to him. He introduces his guest, Roman Reigns. Cole and Reigns, he asks Reigns how weird this is making his entrance to the ring. Reigns talks about this being a business of reactions, but it was weird and cool. He's glad to be back in the Performance Center and talks about his past year and how he's been blessed. Now he's back in his familiar territory, and it's good to be back in the main event. First and foremost, if we're getting to WrestleMania and if WrestleMania is happening, there is no fucking way whatsoever this is your main event. No goddamn way. Drew McIntyre won the Royal Rumble. What is that tagline when you win the Royal Rumble? You go to WrestleMania and you main event the show. So why is the main event being appointed to Roman Reigns again? Not happening. It should not. Cole asked about the WWE Universal Champion in the WrestleMania match. It goes on about having a great respect for him, calling him an icon. However, he is a part-timer, and Reigns doesn't think we have the time for that in WWE. All he thinks about is 24/7, 365 is WWE. He's eaten from the WWE table his whole life, and he's groomed for this. And his opponent isn't ready. So yes, I told you this before, and I'll say it again. WWE rehashing Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns from 2 years ago. What was the tagline going into Monday? What was the tagline or the theme going in to into WrestleMania 2 years ago? I don't know. Oh, I'm full-time guy. He's a part-time guy. He doesn't care about WWE. I'm here 24/7. I'm here 24/7, kicking ass, taking name. And it's just so ridiculous that WWE continues to do this. Just WWE doing what they can to build that same narrative again. Again, can someone tell me why this match needs a title? It doesn't. This match never needed the title, but they gave it anyway. Reigns says he's busted his ass and mastered his craft, and it shows. Says when it comes to the main event of WrestleMania, I will whip his ass and take back his title, and take back my title, and set this place right. Cole thanks Reigns, and they end the interview with Cole hypes the Spear vs. Spear match for WrestleMania. Again, we're going to have Roman going out there for the next few weeks if he's out there, which they're going to have a contract signing next week, by the way. In the middle of the ring, these two are going to sit there, and we're going to have Roman should be thanking his lucky stars that the crowd is not allowed in this arena, that there is no crowd for these matches, for these shows right now. Because coming out there and busting the same lines out that he did 2 years ago, oh, I'm a full-time guy, he's a part-time guy, I'm going to go in there. People are going to turn on Roman Reigns like that. If there's a WrestleMania and we have a crowd, Roman Reigns is going to be hated because they're doing the same thing they did 2 years ago. It's like it's the opposite of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because that's how Vince McMahon has this mentality that, hey, it worked last time. Roman Reigns got the job done. I don't know what to say. Roman Reigns just going out there and doing the same exact shtick from 2 years ago. I know WWE likes to rehash things. WWE likes to use old storylines again, but this is ridiculous. I mean, come the fuck on. Oh, I'm a full-time guy. He's a part-time guy. He doesn't care about WWE. We're really going down this. We're going down this hill again. We're gonna do this again. It didn't work 2 years ago, and it's not gonna work this time. Yes, the plan for him to win the Universal title was to go into WrestleMania, the hated guy, and Roman Reigns be the conquering hero. But they did this in 2018. They did this in SummerSlam 2018 because they refused to take the title off of Brock going into WrestleMania. Like, they forgot they didn't take the title off of Brock. So we had to go into SummerSlam and then had Roman Reigns win the title by the flukiest means possible, with Braun Strowman helping him win. It's just, this is ridiculous that WWE continues, and Vince McMahon thinks this is best for business. Kevin Braxton is backstage with Cesaro. He introduces the new Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn. In comes with Shinsuke Nakamura. Kayla says they're not scheduled for the segment. Sami disagrees. Kayla says they've been bumped for the segment. Sami and his crew leave and continue the celebration. She introduces her real guest. Out comes Jeff Hardy. Says he's healthy and hungry, and as he's ever been. He's done a lot of soul searching over the past few months and found a lot of important things. And one of those things is that he's a lot more to do in WWE. In comes Baron Corbin and mocks Hardy. Corbin says not everyone is happy that Hardy is back. He says things have changed around here. Smackdown is run by a benevolent king who keeps peasants like Hardy in place. Corbin jokes about Hardy having trouble with alcohol and his DUI charges. Hardy says actually he has a big match tonight, and he's surprised Corbin hasn't heard because it's against you. Hardy storms off. We hear Elias' guitar strum, and he walks up. They have some words. Corbin isn't happy. He goes to perform his latest song, but Corbin storms off and says, I'm out of here. I gotta go. Elias says Corbin has no idea what's coming. I have a feeling that WWE is building towards Baron Corbin versus Elias at WrestleMania. So you mean to tell me that Elias could have been going against John Cena at WrestleMania, is now going to go against Baron Corbin? I know Elias is not the best in ring worker, and neither is Baron Corbin. but this is the best match you could do for these guys. Battle Royal, plain and simple. These guys are not in the Andre Battle Royal. That's just, I can't even. Does anyone really want to see Baron Corbin versus Elias at WrestleMania? Seriously, I want someone in the comment section below to tell me Baron Corbin versus Elias interests you, because it ain't gonna interest me. We go to break, we come back, and Triple H has rejoined Cole at the announce table. Triple H jokes that he's the only guy who can receive a promotion and a demotion in one, in reference to a report on Thursday night saying that he was quietly demoted and losing a position in the company that goes to somebody else now. Triple H also mentioned that the internet was complaining about Cole's commentary after just one segment on his own. So I was sent back out here. Cole looks at Daniel Bryan's win over Gulak from last Sunday's WWE Elimination pay-per-view, which Triple H gives him praise. We see Daniel Bryan in the back now. He walks up and Gulak says he's been looking for Gulak. Gulak's like, I'm out of here, but he stops him. Bryan gives Gulak praise for his performance at the Elimination Chamber and says, I didn't believe you when you mentioned that you saw holes in my game. I didn't believe you, but then I went in the ring with you and you countered everything that I had. And the gist of it is, if you're willing to teach, I'm willing to learn. Sami laughs and brings up House Bryan. Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Nakamura come up to this, and Sami Zayn's laughing. And he's like, wasn't it a couple weeks ago that we offered you to join our group, be part of the artist collective, this group of artists here, and you turned us down. Well, look at me now. I'm the new Intercontinental Champion. And what are you? You're out here asking for help from a nobody? Daniel Bryan looks at Sami Zayn, but Cesaro gets in his way. Bryan says he has issues with Sami, not Cesaro. Cesaro says that Bryan has issues with Sami. He has one with Cesaro as well. Bryan asks if that's a challenge, and Sami says it is. They have more words, and Bryan tells them to meet him in the ring. Bryan walks off. Gulak steps up to Sami Zayn and says, nobody? Okay. And he walks away. Sami indicates that Cesaro and Nakamura will be wrestling Gulak and Bryan, but it's only going to be Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan. Go back to Cole Triple H. Cole sends us to a replay of the Elimination Chamber match from Sunday that saw John Morrison and Miz retain over the tag team titles over everyone else. We do not see most of the match because they did cut out a little bit here and there. They snipped a little bit here and there. We go back to the break. We come back. The match is still going on. Now we go to after the match is over. We go back to the empty arena and we see the tag team champions in the ring, Miz and Morrison. Miz brags about the Elimination Chamber win and how they're still winning titles 13 years later. Morrison and Miz both issue challenges to anyone to speak now if they don't believe these are the best two on there. They also joke about some of their bad movie projects actually being good. Miz says there will be no booing and no you suck chance tonight. Knocks Orlando even with no crowd to get heat. They go about bragging about the being champs and posed together, raising the titles in the air and telling everyone to be jealous. They chant a tune of being champions as the segment ends. Whoop-doo! I don't know what they're doing with the tag team champions going into WrestleMania, but I really should I really care? Because I don't think I do. Cole said later in the night they will address the Rob Gronkowski rumors that are going on. But for now, we have Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro. Triple H starts speaking as Greg Hamilton does the introduction, but Cole cuts him off and jokes about not speaking over the ring announcer. Bryan, Gulak waits in the ring with the referee. Triple H is filming him. Jokes about filming filming as cameraman. Cole shows us this week's backstage segment that said former NFL player Rob Gronkowski will be joining WWE. And he confirms Gronkowski with talks with WWE. Said the former NFL player Rob Gronkowski was in talks. He goes back to Cole. He confirms that Gronk is coming to WWE as a superstar. Gronk's good friend Mojo Rawley joins the announce table. Mojo says has talked to Gronk. Earlier today, and the rumors are true. The former New England Patriot is coming to WWE. Mojo says nothing has been signed yet, but Gronk will be here next week. Mojo, who is a Raw superstar, will also be here next week. He tries to get Cole hyped up and he leaves the announce table. We go back to ring and out comes Cesaro, Smackdown, Shinsuke Nakamura, and new Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. Now, Nakamura watches from ringside while Sami joins Cole and Triple H on commentary. It was a pretty decent match for what it was. It wasn't a long match. That's the thing, is that they had this big, long pay-per-view rerun, which, in my opinion, they can do once in a while, but how, this entire, no arena thing is going to be, a month. About a month, probably, right before WrestleMania. I don't know how they're going to do what they're going to do with WrestleMania when we get there, but for the next 2 weeks or so, we're going to have SmackDown here. And, yes, I know, you don't really want to have a 30-minute classic, or a 10-15-minute classic during no arena, no one's in the arena. That would just be kind of weird. But WWE decided to do this tonight, and it was a short match, as was everything, but I believe the women's match was the longest match of the night outside of the Elimination Chamber replay. So that match ended. Daniel Bryan wins with a roll-up. Cesaro for the win. After the match, Cesaro is shocked by Bryan's music hits. Nakamura immediately hits the ring and starts pounding on Bryan. Gulak makes a save, but the number games catches up. Sami also joins in. Gulak gets launched into the steel ring steps. Bryan does a suicide dive to Nakamura, but barely connects, sending him into the ring post. This is a bad watch as we hear the referee echoing as she yells at them. It's really been like this all night. It really has. A strange look. Cole mentions how he's not sure if we have enough referees here doing it tonight to break things up. Things finally settle down the ringside as Ryan's music hits and starts back up. Back from break, and the announcement next week is an appearance by Gronkowski plus the WrestleMania 36 contract signing between the Universal Champion and Roman Reigns. Jeff Hardy versus Baron Corbin. Now, Jeff Hardy is still in WWE, as we all know. Matt is gone. He is not coming back anytime soon. At least I hope not. But Jeff's still here, and honestly, I think it's fine. This is actually Jeff Hardy's first time in WWE by himself, with Matt Hardy not being in WWE. Usually it's Matt Hardy who's left by himself. Jeff's done that to him twice. But it's Jeff's turn. This was another short match, and Elias plays his guitar to distract Baron Corbin, as it looks like we're heading towards that. They called, Jeff Hardy hits the Twist of Fate, but they didn't call it that. That is the thing to talk about here. They called it the Twist of Fury. Does Matt Hardy own the right to the name Twist of Fate? They called it the Twist of Fury, which I don't know if that was just Michael Cole mistaking it for Tyson Fury or something. But yeah, it was the Twist of Fury. Okay. Now Jeff Hardy hits the Swanton, gets the pin, but then you gotta see something is as they're talking, after the match is over and they're talking still, we see Jeff marching to the back, but you see him clutching his lower back. Jeff Hardy is not a young dude. If Jeff Hardy came out and said, I'm getting a little up in there in age, I can't do the Swanton anymore, I think fans would be fine with that. The Swanton's there's a nice move to see and everything, but Jeff Hardy looked like he was hurting after doing that. Just doing that one move, it looked like Jeff was in massive pain. So if Jeff Hardy wanted to, stop doing the Swanton, I think everyone would be fine with that. Do something else. Find a different move. Just use the Twist of Fate or Fury, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So Jeff Hardy wins. Not a very long match, as I said. Everything just was fast. Back from break, and Triple H is in the same spot he was at the opening speech. He says he hopes you enjoyed this historic edition of SmackDown. He also says we're missing what makes the show important, fans. And while we're not here physically, they're here. He mentions the superstars performing like they would for the fans, and says WWE has truly earned the right to say that in the top of the show, then, now, and forever. And music hits immediately. Out comes John Cena. Cena's all business to tell Cole. Let's get to it. Thanks to fans watching at home on Fox, he shouts them out, brings up The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Now, Wyatt said Cena's previous WrestleMania 30 win over Wyatt was led to the birth of The Fiend. Cena says that's a lot to take in. I don't know how to respond to that. Someone who blames the failures on him. So a lot of people have said to him how he is the reason for the failures, which it's a 50-50 game, really. And it's 50-50. It's 50% John Cena and 50% Vince McMahon. Now, John Cena can sit there and say that not everyone can blame him, like people can't blame him for their failures. But I guarantee you, any member of the Nexus can sit there and blame John Cena for their failures. Because John Cena was the man who went out there and decided to get hit with a DDT onto concrete and then come back up, Super Cena up, and beat two guys to pretty much beat out the rest of the Nexus. And from then on there, everybody just fell from grace. So John Cena can sit there and say, yeah, I'm not on, which is, it's fine if he wants to say that. But there is some truth to it. Yes, John Cena has been the beneficiary of a lot of guys' failures. I'm not saying everyone's failures, because yes, there are people out there who they fail because of other reasons. Now, he said that, and now we can add Wyatt to that long list. Cena says Wyatt, just like everyone else, has gotten, after they dealt with me, has gotten lazy and just have not reached their full potential. Potential can be good, but the potential can also make you lazy, which is what he says has happened. Wyatt, Cena says Wyatt, the biggest enemy of Wyatt is Bray Wyatt. He goes on and dismisses the idea that he never loses and just buries others, which is absolutely true. Cena says gets a little heated and talks about people wanting to be on top, then getting lazy, how he's responding to someone who blames him for their failures. He gives them the attitude adjustment. Cole shows us Cena's recent Smackdown return in Boston, his promo at WrestleMania 36 going on without him because those WrestleMania spots are not given. Cole asked why would he antagonize Wyatt after saying what he did. Cena said he didn't antagonize, he accepted a challenge from Wyatt about how WWE needs to invest in his future, and he does not feel like Wyatt is a part of that future. Cena says like guys like McIntyre, Matt Riddle, Ciampa, Rhea Ripley, and the Velveteen Dream are the future. WWE should invest in those talents and ask why continue to give fifths and sixth chances to people who ask me about when times get hard. Cena wants WWE to invest in people who deserve it every day. Says he accepted Wyatt's challenge so he can take Wyatt out of the equation. Says the WrestleMania 36 match won't be a match to steal the show. It will be brutal, gruesome, and uncomfortable to watch. Says he will do what it should have been accomplished 6 years ago. He will end the hype of the most overhyped and overprivileged superstar in existence. I don't think that's Bray Wyatt by a long shot. That's funny, Cena. I didn't realize you were facing Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, because she is the most overhyped and she is the most overprivileged wrestler in WWE that there has ever been. So I don't get where he's getting this that, oh, Bray Wyatt is the most overhyped and overprivileged. Not even close. Right? All you hear is, yowie, wowie. And we see Bray Wyatt over where fans will be seating. Nice little eerie moment there for Bray Wyatt. He hops over the barrier and he's glad that Cena is here. He's glad Cena is here. Wyatt enters the ring now and says it's good to see Cena. Look at Cena. He's doing great now. A big movie star in Hollywood and still has big muscles, a great girlfriend. Says most can't imagine what it's like to be Cena for one day. Wyatt says Cena has it all wrong. He says he's not sick. Cena is. He knows why Cena came here, and he knows Cena doesn't really give a damn about the future. Cena doesn't care who he has to squash or bury on his way. He just wants the spotlight, which is absolutely true. Wyatt says Cena's addicted to the spotlight. He says 6 years ago Cena took something from him. He thought about it so much it drove him nuts. It drove him crazy. But Wyatt says that his voices in his head never stopped, and then something magical happened. When he stopped fighting the voices one day and started listening to them, they took his crooked little world and turned it into a majestic funhouse. Cena broke him, and the Fiend put him back together, and at WrestleMania 36, it's going to be a slaughter. Cena just doesn't know it yet. Wyatt is in Cena's face now, and let me in, John, he says. And the screen flashes with the Fiend, who does the let me in a couple more times. The screen goes black, and as Wyatt echoes over the arena, the first ever Smackdown from the Performance Center goes off the air. That was a really good segment to end the show. But yeah, John Cena saying that Bray Wyatt is the most overprivileged, overhyped superstar in WWE is stretching it just a little bit. I would say Charlotte Flair is the most overhyped, overprivileged superstar in WWE. Plain and simple. Because how many title reigns has this woman had? How many opportunities did she get without even having to earn them? Bray Wyatt hardly ever gets any opportunities. So to call him the most overhyped, overprivileged guy in WWE is just going a little too far, John. I'm not going to say it's going to be a good match or a bad match. I'm just hoping it's not I'm just hoping that it's a match that sees Bray Wyatt winning. Now, could Bray Wyatt lose this match? More than likely, yes, because as they said, and it's been true, John Cena doesn't care who he has to bury to get what he wants. And what he wants to be in the spotlight. If John Cena really cared about the future, if John Cena really cared about WWE investing in the future, he would have never come back for a match. This was really weird tonight. And I'm glad that WWE and AEW, who will be on Wednesday in Daily's Place, which will be very, very interesting. It's great to see that they haven't folded. They haven't said, well, we're going to stop right now because of this. We can't do this. The thing about it is that AEW, WWE have to continue on. We need things like the WWE. We need things like AEW in this time because, honestly, there is pretty much nothing else. Unless the XFL is gone right now. This season is done for now. The MLB is suspended. It's before it even started. It postponed its opening day. The NBA postponed. All these other sports, NASCAR postponed. Which, honestly, I don't know why the fuck they postponed. I mean, they're just guys riding in cars. But you see how panicked everyone's getting. I was at the store today, just looking for some stuff for the house, not any of this stuff, and I see people talking about this, getting mass quantities of bottles of water, toilet paper, which I don't know why toilet paper is such a big deal. If you need 60 rolls of toilet paper and you've been stocking this stuff up, then you have a problem. You have people actually on eBay selling rolls of toilet paper because it's just how this thing's going. It's just great to see that even though it's weird and it's going to be different for a while, WWE holding. And the only way WWE or AEW shuts down for now and suspends the operation of business, which for both of these would be obviously devastating, is if one of their talents contracts the virus or is tested positive. Until then, there is no reason for them to shut down any operations. If they have to go empty arena, then they have to go empty arena. Of course, WWE has a performance center. AEW has Daily's Place because Daily's Place is actually owned by the Khan family, if I'm correct. It's just going to be weird, and we'll have to see what happens. This has been your Smackdown review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. Go check out my new Instagram page at The France Club as well. And I'll see you guys on Sunday for the next episode of Unscripted. I don't know what we're going to go over yet. Maybe it'll be WrestleMania. But we'll go over something. Until then, my name is France, and I'll see you guys later.